Hey, this is Russ. Yeah, I got another bike to show you guys. Let me show you what I have here. This is the Vanpowers Manidae. Yeah, this is a nice bike. This one comes in Leadfoot Gray, which is an interesting name for gray. Kenda fat tires. These are 26 by 4-inch fat tires. Now, you may not have recognized this name for this company. It's a relatively new company, but many bikes are relatively new nowadays. So I made a couple modifications already. I changed out the saddle, and I know they have a decent saddle on here, but being a big guy, I needed a bigger saddle, so I moved it to the Bikeroo saddles like I usually do on all of my bikes. And I also added two other things. Side view mirror, yeah, I think that's a necessity. All bikes need to have a mirror, and of course a cell phone mount, so I can keep an eye on what's going on. So, yeah, this is a nice bike. Let me show you around here. Kind of angle it there like that. Let's turn it on here. So you got 5 levels of pedal assist, and I will tell you that the pedal assist levels give you a nice kick. This bike has a little bit of get up and go. Yeah, so it has a little bit of power behind it. The rear rack is an optional thing, but I would suggest that you get the rear rack, because when you buy it together, it's only like $39 more. The bike itself is $1,999.99. So a penny shy of $2,000. But if you add the rear rack at the same time when you order the bike, the rear rack is only $39 more. I suggest you do it. It's well worth it. So what does it have? Well, it's got a nice sized battery, 48-volt battery in there. It's all integrated together, so everything looks like it's one piece, really. Oh, I did also add the water bottle cage. They don't include a water bottle cage. Most bike companies don't, but I did put one in there. Now, the water bottle cage, because of the opening on the triangle, it will not handle my large water bottle. You're going to need a shorter water bottle to put it in there. Front fork suspension, 203 millimeter rotors on this. This is a mechanical disc brake, but that 203 millimeter rotor really makes a big difference. It stops very well. Even though it's not a hydraulic brake, it does a really good job. Cable management is done by this little zipper thing here. Now, a couple things I wanted to mention to you too. Now, if you take a look at the bike here, you see that there is a thumb throttle. All right, this is not actually on the bike when you get the bike. All right, you have to add the thumb throttle yourself. Now, I suggest you put it on the left side, because on the right side you have trigger shifters. These are Shimano trigger shifters. All right, I actually kind of like these. These are really nice because you push down to go to a lower gear, and then on the back here there's another trigger here. You pull up to get the other one, so it's down and up. I find that a little bit easier than the other one that I had on another bike, where you have to push down and then move your thumb to get to the other one and push down on that one. So this is faster, in my opinion. So very nice. This is 8 speeds on here. Let me show you this is the Shimano Acera, which is typical on many of the bikes in this price range. And of course the cassette is also Shimano. This is a Bafang 750 watt motor in here. So they claim, I believe they claim 86 Newton meters of torque on this particular bike. Tires are Kenda Juggernauts. Again, a very standard tire that you find in many bikes. So to remove the battery on this, you do need to use your key. There's a key slot here, and then that will allow you to pop this battery out. There's a charge port here as well. If you don't want to take the battery out, you can just leave it there, open this up, and then you can charge directly here as well. And I'm going to turn the power off here for a second. And then if you push this button, that light will light up different colors depending on what amount of battery life you still have. It lights up blue on mine because it's still relatively new battery on here now. So let's get back to this thumb throttle. All right, the grips are locking rubber grips. So there's 2 screws that go on here. You need to unscrew these 2 screws, take out the plug that's over here. There's an end cap plug. You pop that out, slide this out. You also need to disengage the brake. In a sense, you have to loosen the brake, pull the brake out, then slide the thumb throttle in, and then reassemble everything again. I think they should have just put this on here. It would have been a lot easier for everyone, but they don't. Okay, and then the cable that you'll find when the cable comes out of here, you'll say, where's the other end go? Well, it's inside this wrap. All right, so when it's shipped, it's wrapped in here. It's a zipper. All right, it's just a zipper tab. You just unzip it. You'll find the end that you need to do, and then just plug that in there, wrap it back up. It's just for the cable management, and then you're all ready to go. What I kind of like though, when they shipped this bike to me, it's double boxed. I don't think I've ever seen a bike come double boxed before. So they protected very well, and it made it here very well. The display screen is very typical. It looks almost actually it looks exactly the same as my first original bike that I got. The only difference is this particular display screen does not have a USB charging port, whereas my old one on my other bike has that. Now, one thing too, they do give you a light. There's a front headlight and a rear headlight, rear tail light, headlight. So I'm gonna turn this on here. So it's a very small little light. It's not very large, and the rear tail light, although I know it's probably hard to see in the bright sun, it is on, but it does not light up more if you hit the brakes. Many of the tail lights, you know, if you hit the brakes, it'll either blink or it'll get brighter, so you know that you're stopping. This is continuously on, and it's only on when the headlights are on. So there is nothing that indicates that there's braking going on your bike. I think that's one thing they could have improved on. There is no fenders. There are no fenders. I told them that it would be nice to add some fenders to the bike. So I don't know if they're working on that or not, but I think it would be nice to have. The very first time I took this bike out, I had to pass a couple people on the grass, and there was a little bit of dew on the grass, and so when I passed them, yeah, my front tire splattered me. Yeah, a little bit of dew was enough to splatter it up right into my face. And I was trying to do an original ride with it, and of course it splattered my camera too, so I couldn't use any of that footage. So I think fenders would definitely help. So if you're gonna ride this, yeah, don't go over anything with water until you get some fenders. So there you have it. This is the Vanpowers Manidae. Let's give it a ride and let's see how well it does. I will tell you that just riding it that first time and riding it here, this bike has a little bit of power. So let's try it out and let you see what it's capable of doing. All right, let's give this bike a ride here. The bike is designed for people who are 5'4" to 6'2". I am 5'10". I usually have my seat adjusted so that I have decent leg extension. It's a 48 volt, 14 amp hour LG cells inside the battery. At first glance, when you look at the Manidae, you might think, oh, it's a nice looking bike. Kind of basic, doesn't have a lot of other frills on there, but I think that's the beauty of their bike. They didn't add a lot of things on here that they didn't think was necessary. Although I do feel those fenders are necessary. just a personal preference. I know there's a number of people who do not care for fenders, and I do like the fenders. So we're going to take this through the hill test just like we do on every bike. The bike is rated to go to 28 miles per hour. I've not been able to get it to 28 miles per hour yet, but we'll see if we can do it again today. But I have been able to get it to about 25 miles per hour. It could be my weight because, again, I am a heavy rider. I am 255 pounds, 5 foot 10 inches tall. And just for those who are paying attention, yeah, I am 63 years old as well. So I am of the demographic that is of the older generation. Although I don't really feel myself being that old, quite frankly. I like doing a lot of things that everybody else does. I'll say that the assist levels are pretty aggressive. You know, when I hit pedal assist level 3, I start taking off already. So I typically stay within 1 and 2 on this. Now, I've not dived deep into the menus to find out anything can be changed or not. This is just straight out of the box. This is what you can expect straight out of the box. So as far as the sensors, this is a cadence sensor on the bike. So all you have to do is just kind of keep your legs moving, and as long as you do that, you're going to get the power assist from the motor. The weather is planning to get a little hotter today. It's currently about 75 degrees right now. So if you hear a little bit of clicking sounds every now and then, that is my my selfie stick mounted to the rear rack. So sometimes when I hit the bumps, it's gonna jar it a little bit. So yeah, it's not the bike that's making those noises. Had to strap it onto something, so I just rubber band it to the rear rack. It works. I'll say for the times that I've already ridden the bike has been a lot of fun to ride. I was pleasantly surprised at how much power the bike actually has. We'll see how it does on the hill test as we get to that level. It's the way we've been doing this before we get there is I've been doing it with throttle only going up that hill. It is the most steep hill that we have in this general area. So it's been the test I've done every single bike on. I'm at one. You might be wondering why I have the cell phone mount so close to the display screen when there's plenty of space over here. The handlebar does taper a little bit. Where it connects to the stem, it's a little bit thicker, and then it kind of tapers down. So this particular cell phone mount works best with a little bit thicker handlebar rather than the thinner parts. So to get that, I had to kind of move it closer to the display screen. It works, it just seems a little funny that it's so close to the display screen when there's extra space on the handlebar. I would suggest getting one of those handlebar extenders, the extension things that go up in front. Then you can put on whatever you want. You know, if you want to put an additional headlights or cell phone mounts or whatever you want to put on there, makes it a little bit easier. All right, so doing this hill test, as long as there's nobody there, we can give it a try. If there's other people there, that makes it tougher. And I see there's a bike rider ahead of us. I don't know if we could get there in front of that person or not. If not, we'll have to come back and do it another time. All right. see if we can luck out here or not. Yeah, it might be a little tough. All right, here's what we're gonna do. I'm gonna stop and wait until that bike rider gets way past us. And once they get way past us, then I know I've got some ability to go quicker and do this test. All right, what do you think? It's kind of luck of the draw. If I go too early, that person might be struggling to get up that hill. It may take them longer. So maybe we should wait a little bit longer here. So I put my pedal assist level to 5, although I'm not going to be pedaling it. I did it just in case it does anything for this throttle, but I think you get full throttle no matter what. All right, let's give this a try. So I'm going to throttle up fully now. Doing 21.6, 22.4, 23, 22.6. I had to let off just a bit here. I would say we hit it at 13.1. I think if I didn't let up a little bit, it probably would have stayed close to 14, making this bike one of the most powerful bike going over that hill. I think one other bike was able to do it at around 14. I think we would have hit 14 if that person wasn't there. I had to let off just a little bit just for safety wise. So yeah, this has got some power. This bike definitely has power. So if you're looking for something that has a little bit of a pep, and has some power behind it, this would do it. And I'll tell you, if we do the throttle and pedal at the same time, or just use pedal assist at 5 and pedaled it going up, yeah, I'm pretty sure we would go even faster over that hill. Yeah, that guy was a little close. All right, we'll take it on to the rest of the forest preserves. Thank you.
Bell,
Thank you. She says thank you for the bell. Apparently a lot of people do not give her the bell. Sometimes I don't give the bell if I'm on your left. Thank you. If I see people are okay, sometimes I don't give them the bell. Other times I will give him the bell. Like that gentleman there, we gave him the bell twice, he didn't react, so we had to say something before he finally reacted. Sometimes people don't hear the bell, you know, not everyone has the best of hearing. So I usually give them the bell a little bit in advance. In case they can hear it, then at least that gives them some time for reaction. If they can't hear that, then I hit them again with the bell, and if they don't hear that, then I will tell them that I'm there. Alrighty. Yeah, so far I would say that the bike has a lot of pep to it, a lot of power. Let me pop this back down to this level 2. It's got so much power, sometimes I forget, and yeah, all the rattles you hear is just my my selfie stick hitting that rear rack. I think next time I need to wrap the selfie stick with something to keep the rattling going from happening. All right, so based on what's happening here, I think I need to go straight through. It seems like we have the best chance to make it through here. And let's hit the crosswalk thing. Sometimes I wonder if that thing actually works. So some of them Well, I guess it does because I see the crosswalk thing happening here. Some of them you hit it, you can hear it have a little bell. This one you hit it, you don't hear anything, so you don't really know. Let me readjust my camera here. Usually when I hop off the bike, sometimes my camera will hit the front of the bike because I'm leaning forward to get to those bells. All right, so as we go through this forest preserve area, there's another hill that we can take. There's a shortcut going through that allows bikes to kind of get through without having to go up the hill. But there's another area, of course, here where the cars go through, and that has the hill. So we're going to take that area. All right, let me fix this this rattling because it's driving me nuts. Let's get off the bike here. It's just this thing here. I just rubber band it here, so let me see if I can adjust it a little bit differently. How's this? Will that help? That might help. There we go. All right, one more time. Let's get back up. Okay. Tell you, pedal assist level 3 has some power to it already. Let me drop it down to 2. And like I said, this is a class 3 bike. This goes to 28 miles per hour, pedal assisted. Let's push it up to 5. Oh man, we're just flying up this thing. I'm barely moving my legs because it is a cadence sensor. I'm just kind of keeping it moving just so that it knows that I want power, and we are flying over this hill at 20 something miles an hour. This bike has some power. This bike definitely has some power to it. That was probably one of the easiest rides up that hill. I don't think I've remembered any other bike that's really gone through it that fast. Man, this thing's going so fast I don't even want to keep it on 5. I feel like I'm going way too fast for conditions. Yeah, and don't say anything about this. This is a test, all right? This is not the way I normally ride. All right, going up the other hill. Oh yeah, this has no problem getting up this hill at all. We drop down to about 16.7. Yeah, you will feel a little bit of ghost pedaling. Let's drop this down. It's a little bit too much power at this point. You will feel some ghost pedaling if you pop it onto 5 and start moving. It's not going to take much to get this thing going. Let's take it from a stop here. All right, so let's go up on 5 here again. Oh man, I'm not even putting any effort into pedaling, and I am flying. 23.8, yeah. I mean, it's so fast that I feel like I'm going way too fast for this area, which of course it is. It's past its speed limit. But yeah, if you want power, this bike will give it to you. All right, let's cross this. Oh, they've kind of ripped into this the street. I think they're going to resurface the street. This might be kind of tough to cross. Alright, this guy's letting me through. Thank you. Yeah, sometimes it just takes one person to let you through when nobody wants to do it. He was the last car and he let me through. He probably could have kept going and I would have been fine, but at least he made the effort. Alright, so let's see how we do on the 3-mile path here. We'll do another video as well, which will test out the range of the battery. We won't do that today. Today we're just getting some overall feels and impressions. So far it's been very positive. And typically when I do the battery range test, I'll go here on the 3-mile path. I call it the 3-mile path because if you just go around in a circle or an oval, you'll travel about 3 miles. And I like doing it here simply because I don't have to think about cars being in my way and the like. If I do it early enough, there's not a whole lot of people on the path either. Alright, yeah, there's definitely a lot of power on this bike. I mean, who are we kidding? we could test this over and over. The conclusion still comes out the same. There's a lot of power on this bike. Alright, so let me give you my final conclusions on this. The Vanpowers Manidae. It's a powerful bike. It's 28 miles per hour. Maximum speed assisted. I've actually only been able to get it up to about 25 miles per hour, but they claim it to be 28. It's 5 levels of pedal assist from 0 to 5. You got 8 speeds on this through the Shimano shifter and Shimano Acera derailleur. I really like the shifter on this one. Push down to go to a lower gear, pull up to go to a higher gear. There's a separate trigger right here where my index finger is. So thumb to push down, trigger to pull up. It's really easy to do. Oh, and they also gave me a bell that's identical to the bells that I've been buying from China. Yeah, I like these bells. They're loud, they ring a long time, they're low profile. Yeah, I was pleasantly surprised to see that that's the bell that they included. Many of the other bells from the other companies are standard, you know, big type bells that stick up and everything. They don't really ring too well, they just go thunk, you know. This one rings pretty well. I will stop here because a lot of people say you go past the stop. But in reality, this stop doesn't do anything because both sides are gated. No cars go through either way, so, but I did it just for the video. So yeah, overall, very good. The brakes are made by Logan. I've seen that on another brand's bike before. And they are mechanical disc brakes, but their rotor on this one is 203 millimeters, and I think that makes the biggest difference. That seems to be making this brake stop very well and easy. Yeah, if this is a bike that you'd be considering, go ahead and use the affiliate links that's inside the description of my videos. That's how I get a little bit of credit for it. And if you like this video, go ahead and hit the like button, hit the subscribe button. We'll do another video. Like I said, we're going to do a video about the range of the battery. And so stay tuned and watch for that. I'll talk to you guys next time.